Energized show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Energized, brought to you by Forced Irish Stout. Ross,
are you intoxicated or something?
Introduce the guest, man.
We have one of the most highly anticipated mixed martial artists this country has ever seen. It's the one and only. It is the co-main event of Cade Legacy 21. Max Lally. Max, how you doing, bud?
I'm great, lads. I'm great. Thanks for having me on again.
Anytime.
Yeah, Max, welcome home from Thailand. How are you getting on, bud?
The weather, it wasn't really a shock. I was expecting it now, but the weather, I landed on Friday with all the snow, so it was in a bit of a shock looking out the plane window, but yeah, I got straight back into things, got the ball rolling with the training and stuff, so it's great to be back home. Great to be back with my family and see all my friends and see all my training partners, yeah.
Is the rumour true that the taxi went from the airport to Dublin Combat Academy straight away?
Something like that, yeah. To the house. They went to the house and then to Dublin Combat Academy. I wanted to get the old jet lag out, a few rounds of pads with Collie, did the trick, you know.
Max Lally means business for us.
Yeah, he absolutely does. Obviously, you had a successful pro debut, and then you knew straight away you were going over from November to Thailand for the Christmas period, and you're only back. What was that experience like? What was the levels of training like over there? And give us a name of a few of the bodies you got to get in rounds with.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed my time over there. I think for myself, as like a young kind of pro fighter, I have time to do trips like these, you know, where I can go over to a gym and I can experience different bodies, different levels, different looks, and improve myself as a fighter, you know what I mean? So I think them trips for me are like super important for me. So I went back over to Bang Tao in Thailand, in Phuket, where the Hickman brothers, they run the gym out there. And I got great training in. It was great. I was able to be in camp with John Mitchell when he was preparing for his PFL final. So I got a good bit of training in with him. Also, towards the end of me trip, James was in camp for his fight in Belfast. So we were getting good training in also. And there was a few other boys that came in. The likes of Laurent Murphy, Christian Rodriguez, loads of PFL Bellator fighters. I got a bit of training in with a fella that one of my teammates is fighting, Mark Ewan. Andreas is fighting him now in a week's time. So I got, as I said, loads of different looks, loads of different kind of tools, you know, added to the toolkit. So now I'm just looking forward to getting in and fighting myself, you know.
Yeah, I saw a guy over there. I don't know. You probably don't know him. His name is John Jones. Did you get any work in with him?
No. I actually tell you what. I had staph when he did the seminar. I got staph infection, so I only was watching the seminar. You know, I had paid for it and stuff like that. But the details he showed are great. The same with GSP. Some of the details he showed were great, but all down details and all are good. They're two great people, lads. You know what I mean? Yeah. Both of them are super friendly, super down to earth guys. You know, old Johnny Bones recognised the Irish accent straight away, and he was there talking to me and my missus for a few minutes. You know, there's a queue full of people behind us, and he was there chatting away, having banter, having the swag and all that. You know, so it was great. It was great. Like it's a bit of a mad one, a bit surreal to see like two UFC champions in the space of 2 months. You know what I mean? Two legends in the space of 2 months. So that was class. You know what I mean? Be able to pick the brains of some of the best in the world. I think it's a privilege, you know. It's a privilege that's not taken for granted for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Owen Sheridan robbed your spot.
What are you saying, lads?
I said it's all Owen Sheridan robbed your spot.
Oh, Owen Shero. Yeah, Shero was over there as well. You know, he had a fight out in El Patong Boxing Stadium that he fell short on. You know, but loads of Irish lads over there. I couldn't get over the amount. The boxing coach Connor I had a few mutual friends with him. You have James, you have myself, Palahan was over, Damien McKenna, Aaron Henry. There's a good little group of us, like, you know what I mean? And it felt like home away from home for a certain amount of time. So it was all good.
No, it was great to see you. It was almost like a Team Ireland over in Bangtao. But
Yeah, no, it was sick.
Max, when you met John Jones, did you contemplate moving up to heavyweight at any stage?
Not a chance. I couldn't get over the size of him. He's huge. It just shows, I'm a featherweight. He's probably played 2 of me, 3 of me put together. You know what I mean? he's definitely over. I say he's about 140, 150 kilos. Handy, handy. He's a unit. He's a unit.
And then Max, you're obviously back to work now. But like doing the work over in Thailand, like how much do you think your game has actually developed? Because you were there for close to 4 months. We were keeping up to date with your YouTube channel, posting the weekly vlogs.
Yeah, no, just a quick shout out to All Kings for sponsoring that vlog. They sponsored the vlog, so I was able to get content out and try to give a little insight to what it's like, for me to go away. But I feel like, as I said, it was a development camp. Like out of camp, I've done stuff like that all the time. I'm never not training. And it's super important to me. When I'm not training, I'm thinking about it, So for me to get over there and to be able to even get on the mats and share ideas and just develop things, test them out in sparring and stuff like that, I feel like definitely me cardio has been through the roof from training in the humidity, for the 4 months. That's the best thing. Out of everything in Thailand, that's something I take home every time, is the cardio goes through the roof from the humidity, But really, really, really feel like serious improvements have been made, and I'm looking forward to showing them March 24th.
Yeah, and then Max, just as well, what was the best thing you did over in Thailand while you were over there as well?
There was countless things. It was great having my girlfriend Isabel over there with me. She kept me great company. She actually had I think she had more mates than I did over there. She had her own little clique for our training sessions and stuff like that. So I did loads of stuff with her. We did loads of tours of the Fifi Islands. I ran the Big Buddha a few times. Did a few tours of seeing the elephant sanctuaries and stuff like that. So it was all good apart from that. But I think the most thing I enjoyed was the time outside of training, where I was, getting sunshine on my face. I was, down by the beach in between training sessions and stuff like that. That was the most enjoyable. Everything I was doing was around the purpose of me being over there, which was to train as much as I could for 4 months. And it was great to take that away from the trip. Come home in such a very positive mind space and headspace. I think that's the things I can take from the trip.
No, that's great to hear, Ross, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't wait to see you now at Cage Legs as well, because I feel like you're one of these athletes who's like a sponge. You really absorb the tips and tricks and the little details that you pick up. Do you feel like we're going to see a totally new Max Lally come fight night in Cage Legs?
I wouldn't say a new Max Lally. I'd say definitely. The way I look at it, lads, is I'm original. You can't beat originality. I fight the way I fight, and I fight to excite people and get people to have their eyes on me. You're looking at a Max Lally who has a lot more hours in the game now than he did 4 months ago. You know what I mean? And that's all any fighter can do, is put the hours in and put the work in. And what improvements are made are improvements that are made. And I'm looking forward to showing my what's the word I'm looking for? My versatility, my arsenal, and a few of the new things I've learned. If I can get them into the momentum of the fight, I'm looking forward to being able to show all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Wait till John Jones spilling elbows come Basmo.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if
Let's
see if Declan Kenna can get John Jones to the Pillow Hotel for the event. Now that would be
I wouldn't knock him. I wouldn't doubt. Say that could be in the 3 Arena fairly soon. With the way things are going, he's putting some shows on. So fair play to him.
If anyone can do it, that man can do it. But
100%.
Max, you obviously are a huge ticket seller in the country, and I'm sure a big organization is going to be looking at you. And like for the people tuning in now, what makes Max Lally so original?
Max, it's just I say I'm very strong with the person I am, you know. Like I'm very proud to be Irish. You know what I mean? I'm very proud to represent Ashbourne, represent all my coaches, my teammates, and my gyms, and that's what makes me me. And no matter what I get from this sport, I'll always stand on my principles. It's always something that I've had from my first amateur fight to my very last amateur fight, and now from my first pro fight to my very last pro fight. I will be the same character, and I will be the exact same person as I am now. Real, you know what I mean? It's a big thing for me. I'll always be real. I'll always be original. I'll always be myself. And I'm not too sure if if people respect it, if people don't respect it. I really appreciate the people that get tickets, come out and support. Irish local talent and up and coming talent. I try to do the same myself when I'm not fighting. I wasn't able to make it down to IUR yesterday, but I was able to buy the link, watch all the fights. Some absolutely phenomenal talent coming through the country at the moment. And I think anyone that follows the sport, UFC and their casual fans, I think you're stupid not to look at some of the talent that is coming through the country at the moment. I am a fighter, but I'm a fan first. You know what I mean? So that's what I stand on. Little things like that. And I think people like to support that. I wouldn't be where I am without my parents, without the people that support me, without my coaches and my teammates. And that's the bottom line. I am where I am with the people that are behind me. And that's the end of sport. That's the end of the story.
Yeah.
Shout out to your parents. Energized answer, Baz.
That's very energized. Shout out to your parents as well. They were on to us like since you went away. They're like, when are you getting Max back on the show? So hopefully the Lallies are happy now, Ross.
Yeah, and there hasn't been too much cursing, so Vaughn will be all right.
Yeah.
No, she'll be all right. It's something I'm making an effort on that and speaking more clearly with my words. Trying not to mumble on my words. So yeah.
You're articulate enough for us, Max.
Okay, so Max, you're obviously fighting Cage Lexi 21, March 24th. You have a new opponent called Adish Abdullah. Can you tell us a bit about how this fight came about, Max?
So I landed on Friday morning, and I think Deco got onto me dad, and my dad just told me that David Casala, I think he's 10 pro fights, 3-7 or something like that he has pulled out. And he has got a replacement in Ajayas Abdullah, I think his name is. He's 1-0 as a pro with 1 TKO. Looks like he is. If it makes sense, I find in this sport, there are technically good and technically smart guys, and then there are guys who are threats. I feel like this guy is a lot more of a threat than my original opponent. He has heavy hands. He likes to walk people down. He likes to brawl. So I've been training with the best of the best for 4 months. I am prepared for that, and I am prepared for anything else that might come about, in 3 weeks' time. Honestly, lads, I've been away for 4 months. I am itching to fight. I've been on the sidelines now since the end of September, and I'm just ready to go now. I'm at the fight weight I need to be. I'm feeling sharp. I'm feeling ready. So I'm just waiting on a name, and once a name comes through, I'm always gonna say yes. It's in my hometown in Ashbourne. I have so much guys coming out to support me, and I most importantly than anything, I want to go out and I want to prove there again that I'm one of the most exciting prospects in the country. Along with many others. But obviously I'm trying to stand out. So I'm looking forward to March 24th.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Ross, the Pillow Hotel, some place to host fights, Ross, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah, well, you better get to the Pillow Hotel because Max is going to put this fella to sleep.
100%.
He might
with
be
the hands out
watching this, Ross.
Whatever happens.
Well, man, like what's it called? I have no problem being biased. It's our podcast. We say what we want. Max Wally's going to win it. Come March 24th at Cage Legacy in the Pillow Hotel. That
That's
guy's
it.
going to sleep. No doubt
Mindset we
about
want
it.
to be in.
Be there, be square.
That's the mindset we want to be in. Listen, I don't like making fight predictions because, in my opinion, in previous competition, it has let me down in the past. My thing is, all I know is March 24th, I am going to go in there guns blazing, and I'm going to go in and give everything I got and give 110%. Once I do that, regardless of the result, I don't care. You know what I mean? If I put 110% into this training camp, I've put 100% into this training camp. So it's like it's out of my hands. It's in God's hands. You know, I'm gonna go out and do what I do best, and whatever happens, happens. You know, everyone has a puncher's chance. Everyone has a opportunity to win in this sport. It's one of the most unpredictable sports in the world. So we will go in March 24th. I'll make the reads, and whatever happens, happens. If I can put them away, I'll put them away 110%. But I won't slow down for them 3 rounds, I tell you that.
Okay, so Max, you're obviously going to get the win in Cage Legacy 21, and make sure to get your tickets. Get on to Max for tickets. Like this event is not to be missed. Max in his hometown, the homecoming.
Like it's great. Get tickets off the fighters. You know, to support the fighters. Their dreams. You know what I mean? Anything that I get income wise gets straight back. Gets invested straight back into me for me training. You know what I mean? It's a constant back and forward. It's like I'm trying to become one of the best in the world, lads. You know what I mean? And I know I'm a long way. I'm far away from that. You know what I mean? But I'll do everything I can to get there. And you know, ticket sales definitely give me a hand on getting away, training with some of the best guys in the world for skill acquisition, and then being able to. The best thing for me then is to be able to go back home and show all the lads back in the gyms that I train in, all the lads in Charlestown, Nace, DCA, you know what I mean? Whether they could pick up a detail or two from me after what I'm after learning for 4 months away. That's the best thing about it, you know? Because it's like it's a constant back and forth. It's a sport of details, you know. So that's you support your your local fighters. I definitely do my best to support all the kind of young amateurs and stuff coming up with training and with them getting ready for their fights, you know. But you know, I'm excited for my own fight. But lads, I was looking at IUR yesterday, and I was just getting, I call it the itch. You know what I mean? I was there rocking forward back in the chair, and I was like, 2 weeks time, Maxie, 2 weeks time, you know.
Bar maybe likes of someone like Ben Mahon, who's like a training partner of yours. Was there anyone who caught your eye at your fighting championship?
I thought them two, Ben Mahon and Aidan O'Boyle. Obviously, I bought the link to support them. Ben Mahon had a great debut, and Aidan fell a bit short against a young FAI lad. He looks like a young lad, you know what I mean? But then I always say it, them young lads are killers. You know what I mean? Them young lads are going in with a point to prove, you know. So I never really got to come across them when I was kind of fighting in amateur, because I was the young lad. You know what I mean? But now you see them all. Them 2 young flyweights, Shay Cleveland and Damien McGuigan. That's a great fight. That's a fight. That's top level amateur. I was also looking at the 2 other flyweights that FAI had over in Wales. They had 2 great performances over there. Jordan Scully had an absolutely phenomenal performance as well against Sam Simon. I was very, very impressed with that. And Shannon Coakley, his TKO was fun after the 3-fight skid. You know what I mean? You know, coming back from that, you know, losing 3 fights on the bounce. Defeat isn't easy as it is, you know. So it was great to see Shannon get back in there and get the finish, you know. So those are just a few fights that I had an eye out for, you know, and I was very impressed, you know. Decky always runs a great show on IUR. I had the pleasure of fighting on it twice. So, it was a great, successful show, showing the top level of amateur Irish MMA, you know.
But you won't find a bigger advocate for Irish MMA than Max Lally, will you?
No, I was just about to say, he's the absolute man of the people here.
But it's not lads. I'm a fan. I'm a fan before a fighter. I've always been a fan of the sport. You know what I mean? And just because I'm training 6-7 times a week doesn't mean I can't, have a look into the local talent, because like I've been away and I've trained with some of the best guys, and lads, Irish MMA is up there. It is up there. It's up there with some of the best in the world, and I stand by that. I say that to everyone. Everyone's like, "What's the level like?" And yeah, it's great. I find in some gyms you always have your few exceptional fighters, your few guys that stand out, but all in all, the level of Irish MMA, it's through the roof. You know what I mean? It's through the roof, and it's great to see. It's great to see.
Yeah. Well, that's why we love covering it. Max, before we let you go, we just have to ask you as well, what does the rest of the year look like for yourself? Obviously, you're competing on March 24th, but like, how many times do you want to get out this year? And like, is there other organizations you're looking at, or do you want to just continue to grow on Cage Legacy?
For myself, I think my 3 next fights this year will all be on Cage Legacy. I'll have 3 fights this year. I'll be looking to go 4-0 as a professional fighter towards the end of the year. But at the same time, I'm looking for activity, but I'm not looking to jump straight into things. I have now a nice 3-4 years to really, really, really upgrade the skill set and, go into the trenches a bit. You know what I mean? Get in hard sparring sessions. Get through all that stuff. Experience it. And I know myself when the time comes. Once I have them 3-4 years I've matured a little bit physically wise. I'm still young in the sport. I'm still very young in the sport. As a professional fighter, I will be looking for activity, and if any opportunities that come up for me that make sense, you have to understand I'll be jumping on that with 2 hands. But I'm in good hands with Sergey, Collie, and Roddy. I have the right people around me, with my father, with all my teammates. So it's gonna look like a busy year. Every fight that I have, I'm gonna be looking to step up opponents. It's not gonna be a case of me, fighting bums all the time. I don't want that. I want fights that will improve me as a fighter each and every time. I want to step up an opponent each and every time, and I'll gradually do that, over the course of this year and next year. So I'm looking forward to it, getting this pro career now, getting the ball rolling on it.
We are too.
Yeah, well, definitely. It sounds like Declan Kennick can throw whatever plans he has out of the window. Max Lally 3 times this year. That's money in the bank for him.
Yeah,
Max Lally versus John Jones.
I want to get a bit of grub into me before that fight happens, Ross. Yeah.
I love it.
No, but just again, like I'm so fortunate for Cage Legacy to be able to put on shows in my hometown, in a place that I grew up. As a kid, it was always a goal for me to be a professional MMA fighter. You know what I mean? Let alone do a home show. I'm very fortunate. On the co-main event, I have Richie Smullen ahead of me, a 10-fight veteran in the sport. Smullen has been training me and has put me under his wings since I'm a kid. And I'm absolutely over the moon with that. You know what I mean? I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted. So for 2 top level fights and an absolutely stacked amateur card as well to be happening in my hometown, that just makes me happy, lads. You know what I mean? To be able to be involved in something like that, But all kind of appreciation aside, I'm looking forward to getting in there and showcasing the skills for March 24th and looking for a finish. That's it.
You up the Lallies?
Yeah,
you up the
Lallies.
Lallies.
Can't wait to see it, Max. You're the man.
Before we let you bounce, is there anything else you want to say to the people that are going to be tuning in to see you compete on March 24th? And make sure to get your tickets off, Max.
No, so I have very few tickets left. I think since I got home on Friday, I'm after getting rid of, I think it was 18 tickets I got rid of the weekend I was back. So anyone that can get on and support a young local Irish fighter, or any other people that you have on the card, get the tickets off them also, and let's get behind a big event on March 24th and have the place on wheels like always. So I have the best supporters in the country.
There we
You're
go.
the man, Max. Can't wait to see you.
Max, thanks a million for your time, and we'll let you get on with the rest of your day.
No problem.
All right, Ross. So that was Max Lally. It's great to see he's back in Ireland. And he brought the weather home with him from Thailand, obviously.
He absolutely did. And we're going from one of the best prospects in the country to one of the other best prospects in the country. Welcome to the show, the GTA selector, Jer Harris. Jer, how are we doing, bud?
What's the crack? All good?
Jer, welcome to the show, man.
What's the story? Good to be back.
Yeah, well,
absolutely.
The people are getting a very great show today. We just have Max Lally on, and now we have Jer Harris on, and Jer Harris is competing again. Cage Warriors 170 on April 6th. Jer, are you buzzing or what?
Fucking ready. Just ready to rock now. Fucking, yeah, obviously just getting to go fight in Dublin again especially on the biggest show in the country, like biggest show in Europe. So just looking to go out and showcase my skills here. Just exciting, like, you know.
Yeah, no, we're obviously absolutely buzzing, but we have to bring it back to Cage Warriors 161, where you made your Cage Warriors debut, and like you blew the roof off the place. You're one of the most trending people on the night. Like, what was that? What was that like when you made your debut in the yellow gloves?
Serious. Obviously, it's just something you're always looking forward to, especially being a kid. But like when I first started competing, that's sort of what like everybody was on. Know what I mean? That's like, other than the UFC, they were probably the other fights you were watching and stuff. And then finally getting to go do it myself, and then obviously I've had to be in training and Rhino and stuff, and then training with the likes of Neil Seary and Redzard and or the other lads who fight on the cards, and then going to getting to compete on the same stage they're on, and obviously it's the biggest stage in Europe, so it just goes to show where I'm at, you know.
Yeah, Ross, do you think Jer made the right move going to Team Rhino?
Yeah, one of the best gyms in the country, no doubt about it. Obviously, especially in that flyweight division, you have champ status, Neil Series at Cage Warrior, so it doesn't get much better than that. But seriously though, Jerry, at Cage Warriors Dublin last time out, you threw the kitchen sink at Ryan Hewitt. You're hitting.
Come here! I was trying to blow that fella's head off his shoulders, and it was not moving. At one stage, I heard him a spinning elbow, and he just nodded at me. I goes, "What's the story with the T800 here? I'm gonna have to throw a little bit more than the kitchen sink." But no, he was a great competitor, and it was a cracking fight. He was in there till the end, so. Yeah, fucking sound young fella as well. I was talking to him after the fight. I actually met him over at APFC then the week after. And we were having a little chat at them fights as well. So fucking, yeah, no, really good.
Seems like a good guy. Concrete block of a head on him, but
stop. My hands are like bleeding concrete anyway, and I swear to God they were double the size peeling the gloves off them just from hopping them off his head, know what I mean? I thought me knuckles were shattered, but you do well breaking these bad boys.
A few knees up the pipe and all, and he was eating them. No messing.
Knees, head kicks, elbows, knuckles. He was taking the whole gaff out.
I suppose one thing you did get. Go on, Baz.
Go on.
I was going to say one thing you did get to show was like your arsenal of tricks and like all the combinations and all the shots that you do have in the tank. Is that what we're going to expect come April 6th?
Yeah, I expect it, because like that, I say that weapon wheel is constantly evolving. I'm constantly adding little bits onto it. So I'm just, the more comfortable I get in there, the more you're going to see, and hopefully we start to get them finishers coming on, because that's what I'm well capable of doing.
Yeah, Jerry, you went into that fight just on a 1-fight contract, and then after, obviously, things went extremely well. Like, how many more fights are you going to be fighting with Cage Warriors on the current?
So I have a 5-fight contract with them, and hopefully I get the fight 4 times this year. That's what I'm looking at. I want to stay busy. Obviously, it's a little bit late in the year to start. I would have rather fight in March, but the Dublin card was April, so. Just have to probably squeeze in a short notice fight. If someone pulls out, I have no problem stepping in and blowing someone's head off. So then we'll get 2 more in before the end of the year then.
Yeah. How much notice do you think the GTA army will need in advance?
To be honest, I'm ready to go on 2 weeks' notice for anybody. Know what I mean? I'm staying sharp this year. I'm straight after this fight. The fight's on the 6th. I'm flying out to Thailand on the 8th. Just to get out there, rest for 2 or 3 days, and then going into a fight camp with one of the crew that sponsor me, a low fight, where you'll always see them split shorts on me, know what I mean?
Yeah, we have a few of their tops.
Yeah, the top of the range. I just got a package sent out off them today, so there'll be a few snaps and stuff going up with them. People get to see the other gear that they own. But yeah, I'm going out to Thailand to do a bit of training. I'll be back on the 27th then. I'm only going for 17 nights training, so be back on the 27th then and ready to rock with whoever, whenever.
Yeah, Molly runs a type ship up there, Baz, doesn't she?
Oh, she definitely does. Jared, another thing that I've been enjoying seeing what you've been putting up is techniques on Instagram. Where did the idea come from posting these, and are you enjoying making the content?
Yeah, like to be honest, I'm coaching probably since I'm 15, like helping with kids and teens and playing. Obviously just my own friends, like holding pads and stuff like that. And then obviously over the year I have a high caliber, and anybody who's trained with me know him. Like I'll always have answers for problems, and I love problem solving and stuff. And I know I teach really well, so I just wanted to start because part of the job now is it is getting out content. Know what I mean? And I'm not real one of these bloggers like putting up videos of myself like walking into the gym. Now it's something I do need to get better at, but stuff I'm really comfortable with, and I know I have a fucking dense knowledge in, like stuff I put up. Nobody's going to be like, that's shy. Everybody's going to turn around and say, oh, that's the bleeding business. And that's all I'm trying to do. Just trying to get content out on stuff that I'm professional in, because that's what I've been doing for the last 15 years. I've been critiquing and building up a skill set that's undeniably one of the best. Know what I mean? So just trying to get content out there as well, not trying to go into too much detail on things, just stuff that people who train can try out, and or people might see and say, oh, I want to be able to do that, and hopefully they pop up to a gym wherever they are, or even better up to Team Rhino.
No, I've been enjoying it. I'm just hoping Ross makes a cameo on one of these videos.
No, I'll leave it with poor Curtis getting a hiding each time out. But no, in fairness, I know from being in the gym, I've seen people are coming up to Team Rhino and they're like, the first thing to talk about is, oh, I know Jer. So like it's definitely had a knock-on effect of you joining, that other people have come. You definitely have a lot of people around your own area looking up to you, Jer. So it is great to see, and hopefully that will turn into ticket sales on the night come Cage Warriors 170.
Well, you're saying it. The last time we had played mountains of people there, they were ready to play and set that place on fire. So hopefully the same thing again now. The usual always played in super support out Ballymun, and then all the areas around us. So it's fucking, we'll see what happens. Know what I mean?
The whole place was full of Ballymun and
stop playing GTA Selector t-shirts everywhere, left, right, and centre. You couldn't look left or right without seeing one.
Even Ryan Hewitt had one on.
Ah, yeah, I think
so. And tell us this, Gregory Wamitan. What do you know about him?
He looks like older lad, like 36. He's an experienced jiu-jitsu fighter, and he's a black belt, has a couple of medals on the European scene, but that's not going to save, you know what I mean? The fight starts on the feet, and I'm looking out to come out and blow his bleeding head off his shoulders. So he'd be diving my legs all he wants. He's going to get hurt. He'll probably panic, and I'll submit him as well. I'll finish him anywhere. Obviously, you respect the level he's at, but this is MMA. It's not jiu-jitsu. You haven't got a jacket to hold on to. It's going to be wet. It's going to be slippy, and he's going to be getting knuckles put in through the back of his head. So, yeah, there'll be no holding on to me.
Ross, this is why I love having Jerry on the show, man. Just like a part-time comedian, full-time fighter, part-time comedian.
In fairness, the one-liners, it's not just for the camera. Like these are 24/7. These lines that come out of them. Like the man's a walking entertainment machine he is. But Jared, tell us this: is that something that you changed the game plan for at all? That you're focused on a bit more jiu-jitsu with this camp, or are you just doing you?
No, we focus on MMA. Obviously, I do my jiu-jitsu sessions, I do my wrestling sessions, or my striking sessions, but the focus is always MMA. Yeah, always MMA. I just obviously there's certain things we work on, like avoiding little things he's good at. Like I've watched a couple of bits from his fight, so knowing where to avoid. Obviously, like these jiu-jitsu lads, they love to chase the back. Like I fought like Kieran Mulholland as well. The lads up in FAI are specialists on the back, and I've gone up and trained with them. I was only up sparring with them yesterday, so like I have plenty of people to be attacking me neck there, you know what I mean? And obviously in my own gym, fucking gym full of killers, so and a really high jiu-jitsu level, like it is in mainly a jiu-jitsu academy, and then so the MMA team as well. Or yeah, like I don't really need to change anything around. I have elite level people in jiu-jitsu around me, and then I have elite level MMA fighters, and that's what matters.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And look, obviously, we expect you to get the hand raised. Come
oh, it will be. Don't worry about that.
No mess about it. But obviously, the division, you know, Hack is the champion. There's, I think, Lonnie Kavanagh's fighting. I think in what looks like a #1 contender fight against Silva. Where do you see yourself?
That looks like a smashing fight. I'd love to see the winner of that.
Yeah.
I reckon I could fight either of them lads for the title come towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to take either of them fights. Like they'd be two smashing fights.
Is that the way you look at it, Jared? Come, we'll say, December 31st, you'll either be booked to fight for the title or you'll have that belt around your waist.
1,000,000%. To be honest, I actually see a man Long Kavanagh winning that fight. I think he's just a little bit more well-rounded. Then I'm gonna blow anybody out of the water he put in front of me this year. So hopefully, probably me and him, December 31st for the title, whatever date they want. That'd be a fucking smasher. I'd love that.
So there'll be an open top bus tour on January the 1st with Jerry Harris with the gold belt wrapped around his waist. That'll be some crack, lads.
That'd be the right job.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, like, you know what I mean? I suppose the champ is still Hack at the moment, so one of these are going to have to race to get him first.
Yeah, give me him tomorrow. I don't give a bollocks. I'll have him. Know what I mean?
Well, look, if your opponent falls out, you know, Dublin still needs a main event. So, you know, well, it would be nice to have a world title fight as a main event. So,
I imagine that, yeah. Bleeding second fight in Cage Warriors. Then we bleeding. That's unheard of now.
But, well, put it this way, you'd sell it, wouldn't you?
You know that. You know that. If there's one thing I can do, it's promote a fight. And if there's a second thing I can do, it's sell tickets.
Absolutely. But they come hand in hand, I think, Jack.
Yeah, too right, yeah. The fighting's just part-time for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's definitely a career in comedy for you, Jerry, as well, but for people tuning in now, you have to make sure to check out Jerry Harris's fight at Cage Warriors 170. Make sure to get tickets for it as well. But if you aren't actually able to make the event, it will be live on UFC Fight Pass. Like, this event is not one to be missed. Last time at Cage Warriors 161, unbelievable show. Cage Warriors 170, it won't be easy to beat Cage Warriors 161, but I believe with the likes of
we will be. I'm coming out with a highlight reel finish, so that'll be all over the shop.
No, I'm buzzing for it.
Yeah, what's called that? Jared, tell us this. What did you make of the RDS venue? I really liked it. Some people weren't as mad on it, but I thought it was a great venue.
Do you know what? I thought it was the bleeding business, but I thought, like, a few people had said to me about the seating, like, because it was below the cage, it was like they were looking up into it, and it was hard to see, obviously, with the corner posts and stuff. But they're adding in the third seating now, so there's a lot more seats, and they're going to be above the cage. So, yeah, I'd say anybody who had any problems with it the last time, it'll be completely different this time.
Wait till they fight in the Indigo at the O2. Have you ever been there?
Right. No, I haven't been there yet. No.
You're like, it's like the cage is like a stage. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm looking to build it up and bring it back to the Tree Arena. Never mind the bleeding Indigo. Know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll sell out this one, we'll sell out the next one, and then hopefully the third card in Dublin, we'll probably going back to the Tree Arena when we build up the crowd.
Yeah, well, I think that's always the dream, you know what I mean? To be in the biggest stage possible and putting on your skills in front of the most people possible, you know what I mean?
Even better the main event.
Yeah,
absolutely. Exactly. Well, look, like, you know, we need main eventers, and Jerry Harris, he could definitely talk himself into that spot.
Sure, right.
Yeah. Jared, is there anything you want to say to the people tuning in now that cannot wait to see you perform on April 6th?
Yeah, just make sure you tune in, get your tickets. If you can't get to the fight, get it on UFC Fight Pass. as usual, I'm coming out here to finish fights. I'm out here to blow people's heads off their shoulders and look good doing it.
And Jared, do you have a link for your tickets for your section or?
Yeah, link is in my bio. I'll put up on me. I'm gonna be putting up on my story. Anybody who's interested in fight t-shirts, or tickets, I'm gonna keep posting the link on my story for both of them. Also, if you just go onto my bio and click on my bio site, there's a couple of links there as well. There's a link for Ryan Curtis's GoFundMe, one a really close friend of mine. So, obviously had a horrific training accident there a couple of months ago. So, that GoFundMe is still open. So if anybody can bounce on and drop a couple of euro into it, fucking every little helps. And like, one of the biggest names in Irish MMA, I don't know how many years, and obviously the community's at the show and how much support they can build up for us. So, yeah, if anybody else can add any more support in and help that out, that'd be fucking super.
Yeah, we'll put a link to the GoFundMe in the comment section here as well. Jer, we want to thank you very much for your time. Is there anything else you want to say to the people tuning in before we wrap things up?
Now, love to see us at the fight. Thanks very much, and stay energized, baby.
Oh, you better believe it. We'll let you get back to your appointments for the rest of the day. I know you're a busy man, and can't wait to see you do the business. Come April 6th. The RDS is going to be absolutely popping. Ballymun's going to be absolutely empty.
You know that.
So Ross, that was Jer Harris, the scariest man in Team Rhino. People say. Yeah,
the man is he's got a great mouthpiece on, but also he's got the skills to pay the bills. He saw in his last fight; it was absolutely electric. It was one of the best one-sided performances I've seen in a while. He absolutely lit Ryan Newell up on the feet. I know Ryan Newell did land one or two nice shots himself, but it was 30-27 across the board, I think, if not 30-26 maybe. So fair play to Jer Harrison. I can't wait to see him back out there, and I hope he does get the activity he's looking for in the second half of the year.
Yeah, same here. It was funny because like signing an original 1-fight contract, and now they're like, right here, there's 5 fights there. So look,
that's the thing. Like he's the type of fighter we get excited to go see fight.
Yeah, I mean, great move for Cage Warriors. Anyway, Ross. Well, first of all, for people tuning in, thank you for staying on for the show. Jer, we just had Max on, and we just had Jer on. So if we're here every week, make sure to like and subscribe, because it just gets more and more energized each week. But Ross, speaking about being energized, this weekend, UFC 299, Sean O'Malley takes on Chito Vera in Miami. Ross, how much are you buzzing for this main event?
You know what? This is obviously a rematch. Chito Vera won the first one. It's a bit of a grudge match as well. I'm actually buzzing for it. Like, it's going to be very interesting to see. Like, that's the only loss on Sean O'Malley's record. You know, can he get that back? Like, I feel like Sean O'Malley's probably the favorite, and the bookies I haven't looked online. But look, Sean O'Malley is always very entertaining come fight week, and I think Chito Vera is a perfect dance partner for him. I feel like this fight card, this main card, is actually one of the best main cards of the year, and it will hard to be beaten. And I'm talking about like stylistic, like the type of fights we're going to get, like Sean O'Malley versus Vera, grudge match. Both people like to keep it on the feet. Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint Denis. Saint Denis is almost like a boogeyman. He's like the fighter no one wants to fight, and Dustin Poirier is an absolute dog. He'll fight anyone. Kevin Holland versus Michael Venom Page. People have been dying to see Michael Venom Page in the UFC for such a long time, and he's fighting big mouth Kevin Holland. I can't wait to see the antics that goes on in that fight, let alone the actual fight itself. And MVP in the UFC, people have been asking for, like I said, for a long time. I can't wait for it. And then Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena. Della Maddalena was maybe less sort of, I think people were saying like him and Ian Gary were on a sort of similar trajectory. I feel like Maddalena's last performance wasn't as good, and Gilbert Burns wants to get himself right back up there in the title picture. So like another unbelievable fight, and Gilbert Burns is never in boring fights. And then Piotr Yan versus Song Yadong. Piotr Yan is on a 3-fight skid. Who would have ever thought that? And then Song Yadong is one of these guys who I feel like he can't get over that final hurdle when he's fighting the elite of the elite. I feel like he doesn't get the win, but he gets the win against everyone else. I feel like that's where he is. He's almost a bit of a bridesmaid in this division. So I can't wait to see where that fight goes and who gets the win here. But like, again, like what a main card. Every single fight is absolutely blockbuster. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, but like just even looking at the prelim card, the way Curtis Blades against Jonathan Almeida, that was meant to headline UFC Brazil, and then also Gamrot taking on RDA.
Oh, absolutely. Even like Pedro Munoz versus Kyler Phillips is an unbelievable fight. You know, Ion Kutibala, man, like the weigh-ins, like, come on, get me there. And like
UFC Fight Pass prelims.
Yeah, Fight Pass prelims. Like, you know, Joanne Wood, aka Joanne Calderwood, aka the Woodmeister, is fighting Marina Moroz. Marina Moroz is like 2 fights ago was like people were clamoring for her to get a title shot. Like, this is like a fighters card. Like Macy Barber on the card as well. Like, this card from top to bottom is absolutely blockbuster.
Yeah, I'm because I made sure to watch UC Vegas 87, Jairzinho Rosenstrike defeating Gaziev.
Yeah.
So now I cannot wait for UFC 299 this weekend.
Who's your early pick, Baz?
Yeah, this week I'm gonna have to go for Sean O'Malley. Like, I know he was on the show before, so I'm biased towards the Irish fighters. It's just gonna be a quality card. Like, this is what it feels like. This is why we cover the sport when these big events are on. And UFC 299 is not to be missed this weekend. But there's also a lot more MMA this week. This is going to be action-packed. So you're going to have to make sure to check out the Energized Show Instagram page. But on Thursday, PFL Paris goes down, and Andreas Binder is competing on the card from SPG Charlestown, and Daniele Scatizzi is competing on the card from SPG Ireland. Both lads were meant to fight each other in Dublin, but now they're fighting different opponents on Thursday, and it's being headlined by Cedric Doumbé. Also, shout out to Emma Brennan, who's going to be fighting. He's going to be boxing over in America that day as well. But Ross, Friday the 8th, boxing is back, as I said. Francis Ngannou's making his return to the ring against Anthony Joshua. Ross, what do you make of this fight, and who do you think is going to get the W in Riyadh?
For me, hands down, I got Anthony Joshua on this. I think Anthony Joshua is going to win by knockout. I feel like there was going to be a lot of unknowns about Francis Ngannou going into the Fury fight. What way will he fight? What will his style be? But I feel like now the people like AJ's team and coach and AJ himself will have seen Francis fight. They will have picked up on his fight style. They'll picked up on his tells. And obviously, Anthony Joshua is the better boxer. And I feel like he's going to be able to get the knockout. And I feel like that will add a bit of intrigue, because I feel like for the first time ever, the script will flip on Fury versus AJ. I feel like for the first time, more people might then be on the AJ side, being like, well, we saw Ngannou Fury, Ngannou nearly beat him, and then we saw AJ knock out Ngannou, and I feel like people will then be like, geez, I think AJ might be able to beat Fury, and I feel like that's where the title will turn. Obviously, Fury's locked in to fight Usyk next sometime, I think May, but like, I think people really want to see AJ versus Fury. That's the money fight that people want to see.
Yeah, that's.
But again, I feel like when Ngannou does lose, and like he doesn't look absolutely woeful, I feel like the Wilder fight's still there for him as well. I know Wilder, I think he said he's retired, but like I feel like he's not retired to fight Ngannou.
Yeah, I can't see Ngannou getting knocked out though. Like, I know AJ's definitely improved since going taking on Ben Davidson. I'd say I'd go AJ decision, but look, we've been wrong before and we'll be wrong again, bud.
Yeah, but look, I'll be cheering for Ngannou one way or the other.
You prefer Ngannou over AJ?
We'll just cheer for the MMA guy, to be honest. Like I'm more like cheering for the underdog.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I think AJ sort of flipped the script, as you said. Like, yeah. Ever since he threw the belt out of the ring last time, he's actually looking better. Not better than ever, but better now than he has done in the last most recent fights. Yeah. So we're both thinking AJ for this. Yeah. Yeah. And then Ross, over the weekend, I know we discussed it with Max Lally. Your Fighting Championships was on up in Newry, another great event ran by Decky McAleenan. And this weekend, there is Clan Wars. Ireland's own Lewis Byrne and Matthew Friel are making their pro debuts in this card. Ross, every time we put a poll out for Clan Wars, people they always seem to get the most. We get the most feedback from Clan Wars. Like it was voted as promotion of the year by the Energized people that follow the page. What are you expecting from Clan Wars this weekend?
Yeah, well, I think they always put on a very professional show. It's a bit funny one. I feel like there's a massive loyal following, and the guys up in IFS run a great show. I I feel like maybe it's not promoted as hard, but it seems to still sell out very, very well. So look, they put on a good show. They've had great fighters over the years fight on their shows. They've had the likes of Andreas Binder. I think Gary's fought on the show before. I think Ken Loughran's fought on the show. Like loads of people have fought on the show before that are like elite fighters. Look, I'm looking forward to seeing Lewis Byrne and Matthew Friel make their pro debut. Two really experienced guys from the amateur scene, and let's see what they have to offer. And then, yeah, just to touch on your fighting championships. I know Max Lally gave us a thorough run through of the card.
Yeah.
But I thought it was great to see someone like Andrew Barrett, who Max Lally had previously fought, back out there. I felt like he went into the wilderness a bit. I thought I was very excited to see him back first round submission. He's always an entertaining character inside and outside the cage. So great to see a win for him. And then that main event was absolutely insane. And I think Damien McGuigan and Shake Leland, like, I don't even know if either of them have hit their 20th birthday. Like, unbelievable stuff out of the two of them. And they're definitely both going to be ones to watch for the rest of the year and in the future.
Amen, baby.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. Russ, I think we should have gone over there everything. I'll just let people know what we're doing next week. Like, we have a few guests lined up for next week. So as I said, make sure to like and subscribe. But we will be covering what happens at UC 299. Like, that card is just so stacked. I can't wait to actually take it in this weekend. Next week, there's going to be Cage Warriors Unplugged on the Friday, and then Cage Warriors Manchester on the Saturday. The King Callum Walsh is back as well on the Friday, and UC Fight Night next weekend, Tuivasa against Ty Burra. Ross, I'm going to have to get into the Energized questions just before we wrap things up, okay? I actually nearly forgot. Well, last week I actually forgot Phil Campbell's question, so I'm going to have to jump into here.
Phil Campbell, commentator extraordinaire.
Yeah, he sent a message. Oh, here, look, I had to write him a message apologizing that I forgot, but that is the one I'm going to start off with today. Now, absolutely shit stirring, right? So I'm going to put it out here. You're going to have to answer it first, but you ready?
Yeah, man. I'll answer any question.
You look a bit nervous, though.
Never would.
Here we go. Right. Which is a greater force in Irish MMA right now, SBG or FAI?
Ooh. It is a bit of a shit stir, your one. I think on the amateur scene and the domestic scene, I think Fight Academy Ireland is doing the best out of all the Irish MMA gyms at the moment. I think Pat and Chando are putting their heart and soul into it, and I think like their amateurs are doing incredible. They're sort of, I'm going to call them the pro prospects, like from sort of, I'm going to say, Paul used down, as in like sort of 10 fights or less pro fighters. Like nearly all their fighters have a winning record. They're putting in some serious performances. Like if you just look at them from like start to finish, like you look at flyweights, you look at, you know, Damien McGuigan, Kieran Coogan, Omas Oliver. You go to bantamweights, you look at your Matthew Elliott, your Scott Harvey. At featherweight, you have Corey McLaughlin. Paul Hughes has moved up to lightweight. Joe McColgan was a lightweight champion. Welterweights, you have Reese McKee. You have then like a middleweight, you have Colin McClurkin and Paddy McCarry, but there's loads of others like Sean McCormack, Owen McDonald. Like the list goes on and on. I'm not going to name, or I didn't even name Tiernan Loughran, who was on the show last week. You know what I mean?
He's bad.
There's so many fighters that they have in the gym that are uber talented, and they all seem to work really, really hard for each other. They're an unbelievable force at the moment, and it doesn't really get much better than that at the moment. Like, that's what all gyms are striving for, to have that amount of talent in each weight class, the whole way up to middleweight. Even Jordan O'Neill has moved there. Eamon Dean's moved there recently. You know, James Slavin won a belt there recently. You know what I mean? Like, the list goes on and on. Like, I could nearly be here all day, and like, I apologize if I forgot someone, but like,
yeah, you definitely forgotten people. Like,
unbelievable talent in that gym at the moment. So like, I think domestically and in the UK and Ireland, and you know, on the amateur scene, I think they're probably the gym that is killing it most at the moment. But SPG Ireland just have that global reach at the moment. They have, obviously, you know, Conor hasn't fought in a while, but once he does come back, you know, like, he will like eclipse anything that's going on in Irish MMA. Like, obviously, Johnny Walker, you know, top 5 UFC light heavyweight. Gunnar Nelson isn't fighting as actively as people probably like, but like he does, like John Kavanagh is nearly always in his corner. Brad Catone is there. Obviously they have a massive contingent fighting at Bellator Belfast. Carl Moore is fighting for a world title there. I mean, there obviously just is like sort of in the latter stages of, well, not in the latter stages, but more seasoned professionals out of SPG, and they have the most seasoned professionals in the country. They also do an incredible good job. I don't want to just say they have the most seasoned professionals and not say that, like, they have Carl Moore fighting for a world title and Johnny Walker, who's a top 5 light heavyweight. Brad Katona, 1 or 2 wins, he could be ranked in the UFC. You know what I mean? Like, they have unbelievable talent. And obviously, Connor himself is incredible. Sinead Kavanagh could be fighting for a title. Danny McCormick is the Invicta strawweight champion who should be in the UFC. So, like, an absolute plethora of talent. And then, like, obviously they have guys in the up and coming as well, like your Dark Kelly, Jordan Fury, Karen Clark. So, like, I would say on a global stage, like, SPG is still, the most well-renowned and, the team that's doing the best from Ireland. But, like, in 5 or 6 years' time, when that caliber of talent that Fight Academy Ireland have, they could be all UFC or the large organization fighters that, like, people are like, geez, that could be the best gym in the country.
Yeah. No, I'd agree. I mean, like, you said it quite fairly there, even though Phil tried to throw you in the absolute shit, Phil. I'll also say another thing on top of that. When it comes to promoting or promotion for within, so say if an SPG fighter has a fight compared to, say, if an FAI fighter has a fight, I actually find that more FAI people like promote and support and shout out compared to what the SPG people do. That's just an observation. But other than that,
interesting take.
Yeah, other than that, the bigger force in Irish MMA, I think you covered it quite well. Let us know what people think in the comments. You send a question in every week, every Sunday. We will cover it because that's what we're here to do. Ross, I actually sent in a question, right? And I want to know your opinion on it. Who are the UFC's top 5 biggest stars right now?
I think this is a funny one because it sort of goes back on like UFC 300. If UFC 300, they can have anyone they want, who they have. I think someone coming into the fold who was like totally left field right now. Ilia Topuria is shit hot right now, and I think it's hard not to put him in there. I'm going to exclude Conor McGregor because obviously, like, he could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and like you could exclude the rest of the list. I'm going to say Topuria. I think Sean O'Malley is probably one of them as well.
Okay, that's 2.
I'm going to still say John Jones. In terms of you want to make a main event, he's definitely up there. What have I given you? 3? I still think one way or another, Israel Adesanya is definitely one of the biggest stars they have. And then I'm sort of like, I don't know who the bigger draw would be. Is it Hamzat Chimaev or is it Leon Edwards? They're the other two who I'm sort of thinking in 5. Like who? I
go Chimaev. I go Chimaev.
Yeah.
Well, like anytime we put it out with Chimaev, everyone's like absolutely going berserk.
Yeah, although like I think he was at peak celebrity when him and Darren Till were a duo.
Yeah, the good old days.
Yeah, he needs to bring Darren Till back. But I think that's a fairly solid top 5. Like I think like some people like Volkanovski and Max Holloway are also on the cusp of that. I just think they're the ones who are the ones with the selling power at the moment for the UFC. But there's other ones that like might get overlooked when you're talking about stars like Dustin Poirier. I think, like, put it this way, if there was like sort of fan picture moments, like I feel like the Dustin Poirier queue would be really, really long. So with a few others, like I feel like Sean Strickland will be up there as well, like as a star, whether you love him or hate him. Like he's very controversial, but like a lot of people will be clamoring to get a picture with him. I think in the UK, like I think Tom Aspinall is a huge star, but I just don't think it's transcendent.
You never mentioned Paddy.
Yeah, Paddy the Baddy is a massive star. He's one that look, I love Paddy.
Or Alex Pereira.
Yeah, Alex Pereira is another huge one. He's a bit funny because obviously there's a language barrier there, but like people love him. But yeah, I sort of gave a top 5, but like if someone wanted to argue someone like an Alex Prayer in there, I'd happily concede one as well.
Yeah. Right here, we have another absolute shit-stirring question here.
I love the way I answer all the shit-stirring questions, but go on.
I know, man. Okay, you ready? You look nervous again. Okay, here we go. This is from Justin from Spear and Detail. I think this is 3 weeks in a row now with the questions, right? Okay, you ready? Okay. What I'm saying is, has Ian Gary damaged the support from the Irish fans in the last 2 months or so? I'm a big fan of his, but noticed a few things from him. Not mentioning Ireland until the last minute on certain topics, etc. I know he was through a lot recently, but the Irish fans are the ones who would stick by their own through it all. Hopefully that makes sense. LOL. Justin, you're putting us right in the danger zone again.
So,
jeez, you don't feel
I think there was a bit of damage control that Ian Gary tried to do prior to the Jeff Neal fight. Obviously, he did a last-minute interview with Severe and May after the weigh-ins. Like, that's not the norm. Very few fighters do an interview at that stage, and like that's not really
we wouldn't even ask an interview.
From a media platform, you don't really want to be doing an interview at that stage either, because like it's only 24 hours before the fight. Not exactly what you're looking for, but look, I think there's a few missteps. Like I actually don't think there's much malice behind what he actually tries to say, but like I think he sort of talks shit about the Irish weather, which like we all know it's crap, but like he's like, oh, I'd much rather live in Brazil, or like I'd much rather live in the UK, and it's like you can think that. I think sometimes thinking something and then saying something are two different things, and I think sometimes he says what he thinks sometimes, and it doesn't go down well with the crowd or the audience he's playing to. Like when he was saying, oh, I'm too big for Dublin, or he's saying, I hope they don't think I'm too big for Dublin. He should just go out every single time when he wins and go, UFC Dublin, Dana, when are we doing it? And then the fans go nuts and go, yes, we'd love it. Yeah. And if it never happens, it's not his fault. He's asked for it. You know what I mean? He should just constantly be saying, I want to bring UFC back to Dublin. And I think like sometimes when he says it, he's like, I am single-handedly doing this by myself. I'm carrying the country on my back. And I think people are just like, well, like there is other Irish fighters in the promotion. Like, yes, you're obviously doing the best, the most successful model at the moment, but like I think also we sort of said, oh, they don't need any other Irish fighters in the Ireland card bar me. You know what I mean? Those sort of things. Like he's not as I've heard someone say, I can't remember who said it, but like he needs to send the elevator back down to the other fighters and be like, oh, like maybe like when Caelan Lachran and Rhys McKee fight at Atlantic City, you should like put out an Instagram post or a tweet being like, can't wait to see Caelan and Rhys fight later. Like, come on, Ireland. Something like that, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel like he's not getting the Irish support because he's not giving the Irish support what they're looking for.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I don't think it's necessarily a long cause either. Like, I think it could be turned around. I think like he should probably come back to Ireland and do a media tour. But like I'm talking about like go on the radio stations, or you know what I mean, try and go on the late or something. I don't know, but like I think he could change it around a bit. Like obviously, you know, him and his wife obviously got a lot of hate online, and that was obviously a tough time for them. And you know, I don't know if they handled that the best, but like obviously I've never been in that situation, getting that much abuse online. So like you can only sort of give your 2 cents on what way it should be played out, you know?
No, I agree. I think it's time now to try and mend what's going on outside the cage, because inside the cage he's kicking ass, and if he's doing as well outside the cage, he'd be like an absolute superstar. But no, hopefully things change a bit, and I think he's listening to the likes of like Ariel saying stuff. I don't think he really gives a shit what Irish media say. But like I think
I think personally I think he thinks he's bigger than the Irish media, or that's what it comes across as. Yeah.
But like I mean, people are able to do that. Like,
but the thing is, he doesn't actually have to do the Irish media.
No,
but he's doing himself no favors with the Irish fan base by not doing the Irish media. That's the truth of the matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. But also the thing is, he's just got to get asked about his wife and stuff, and like he's probably just not arsed doing it. But like, in my opinion, he's holding something back, or he's not being like that truthful to the audience, and people, and you can sort of see there's something wrong there, but like he doesn't have to be truthful to the audience either. So it's sort of like, do people connect right now? No, but can they? Yes, they could. So we'll see what happens in the future, because I'm sure if and when the UFC come back to Dublin, he'll be doing training in like SPG Ireland. Like there'll be loads of stuff for him and Connor, and people will be drawn more to him as well. So it is something we will be keeping an eye on, and we don't always like talking about Ian, because like it's sort of the same thing unless he has a fight rolled up. But like, look, if he does good, we'll shout it out. If he does bad, we'll look at the questions of the week, and people will ask us to talk about it. So
Exactly.
it'd be, you know what? Maybe hopefully Ian tunes into this episode and watches Max shouting out the whole country, and gets that bit of love back. Because remember, we first had Ian on after his debut, and he was like young and like he was supporting everyone, and it was real like you couldn't help but love the guy. And that's hopefully he gets a bit more of that back, and maybe cracks a few jokes in there as well. Ross, there's another question as well, right? Just before we wrap things up,
last one.
Adrian Mac 97. Who's going to be on Dublin's Cage Warrior show? Like there's already a good few fights booked. Like,
yeah, I think there's quite a good few booked, and I feel like there's a few that like they'll need to be booked, if that makes sense. Like obviously we had Jer Harris on today, so like you can tell he's on it. Solomon Simon's on it. Scott Harvey's on it. Sinead Newland's on it. Emer Darcy's on it. Like people who aren't booked on it. Alex O'Sullivan, Ryan Shetty. Adam Shetty's booked on it. Ryan Shetty's not. Leon Hill probably needs to be booked on it. Declan McLean is, and so is Tackman do. We missed maybe like a Paddy McCurry. Jordan O'Neill's on it as well. Yeah, so there's a few other fighters.
Paul Hughes as well. We're waiting on.
Yeah, Paul Hughes is probably, well, until we hear otherwise, is probably going to be the main event. I think. What are we now? We're March 1st, like
4 weeks out.
Like 4 weeks out. Like let's get the main event made.
There we go.
Unfortunately, it won't be for the lightweight title.
I know, yeah, or the featherweight title. That is a pity. But also shout out to Valkyrie's women's Muay Thai on this weekend as well. There we go.
Gilbo Slice needs to be booked as well.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was booked yet. But Ross, I think that's another show in the books. Two great guests.
Another one in the bank, but happy days. Look, if you are enjoying these shows in the new format, we're definitely enjoying them. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your ma, tell your dad, tell your cousin.
Oh yeah, and by the way, it's Mother's Day this Sunday as well. So make sure to get your mother something very nice this Sunday. Maybe introduce her to the Energized show. That would be a great present.
Exactly. Guys, thanks a million. And as always,
stay energized.
Energized show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you've done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.